The Stoic approach to handling betrayal. Betrayal is one of the deepest wounds a person can feel. It cuts through trust, leaves scars on the heart, and makes us question everything we believed in. Whether it is a friend who turns their back on you, a partner who breaks a promise, or a colleague who stabs you in the dark, betrayal shakes us to the core. But what if there was a way to face betrayal without being destroyed by it? What if we could stand strong, like an unshaken mountain, even when the ground beneath us crumbles? This is where Stoicism comes in. Stoicism teaches us that pain is not in the event itself, but in our judgment of it. When someone betrays us, the first reaction is often anger, sadness, or despair. We feel like victims, powerless against the actions of others. But the Stoics remind us, we cannot control what others do. We can only control how we respond. The real suffering does not come from the betrayal itself, but from the meaning we give to it. Let me tell you a story. Long ago, in ancient Rome, there was a philosopher named Seneca. He was a wise man, trusted by the Emperor Nero. Seneca served Nero with loyalty, offering guidance and wisdom to the young ruler. But power corrupts, and in time, Nero turned against him. Accused of conspiracy, Seneca was ordered to take his own life. The man he had served, the man he had trusted, had betrayed him in the cruelest way. Now, imagine yourself in Seneca's place. The pain of such betrayal could break a person. But Seneca did not scream or beg for mercy. He did not curse Nero or spend his last moments drowning in hatred. Instead, he gathered his family and friends and spoke calmly. He reminded them that life is not measured by its length, but by its virtue. He accepted his fate with dignity, choosing to focus not on the injustice of his death, but on the way he faced it. This is the Stoic way. When betrayal strikes, we must ask ourselves, what is within my control? Indeed, we cannot change the past. We cannot force others to be loyal, but we can choose our thoughts, our actions, and our attitude. We can decide whether to let bitterness consume us, or to rise above it. Another great Stoic, Epictetus, was born a slave. He knew suffering from the beginning of his life. Yet he taught that freedom is not about external circumstances, but about mastering our own mind. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. If a slave could find peace in chains, then surely we can find peace even after betrayal." So, how do we apply this wisdom in our own lives? The first step is acceptance. Betrayal hurts, and Stoicism does not tell us to deny that pain. Instead, it teaches us to acknowledge it without letting it control us. Feel the hurt, but do not let it become your identity. The person who betrayed you made a choice. That choice reflects their character, not yours. The second step is perspective. The Stoics practice something called euphi from above. Imagine looking down at your life from a great height. Suddenly, the betrayal does not seem like the end of the world. It is just one event among many. This does not mean it is unimportant, but it reminds us that pain is temporary. Life moves forward, and so must we. The third step is forgiveness, not for the sake of the betrayer, but for your own peace. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, wrote in his private journal, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. By refusing to become bitter, you keep your integrity intact." Now, let me share a modern story. A man named David had a best friend, Mark. They built a business together, trusting each other completely. Then one day, David discovered that Mark had been stealing money from their company for years. The betrayal was devastating. David felt anger, sadness, and disbelief. He could have let this ruin him. Instead, he turned to Stoic teachings. First, he accepted that he could not change what Mark had done. Dwelling on the past would only drain his energy. Second, he shifted his perspective. Yes, he lost money, but he still had his skills, his health, and his ability to start again. Third, he chose to forgive, not because Mark deserved it, but because David refused to carry hatred in his heart. He rebuilt his life, wiser and stronger than before. This is the power of Stoicism. It does not promise a life without pain, but it gives us the tools to endure pain with strength. Betrayal will happen. It is part of human nature. But we do not have to let it define us. Like Seneca, we can face it with dignity. Like Epictetus, we can remember that our power lies in our response. Like Marcus Aurelius, we can rise above the hurt and become better, not bitter. So the next time betrayal strikes, ask yourself, will I let this break me, or will I let it teach me? Will I drown in anger, or will I rise with wisdom? The choice is yours. And that is the heart of Stoicism, knowing that no matter what happens, the strength to endure lies within you.